I said I ain't too proud to beg for you. I dropped the ball and I wasn't there for you. My new bitch can't cook and the food gets cold. Found a restraining order to keep her away from the stove. Yeah, she a Instagram model, get a whole lot of likes, but she can't hold a conversation. I can't make her my wife. My homeboys say I'm weak and I'm pressing my luck, but I don't listen to the niggas cause they single as fuck.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Dope Content Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com. As you see on the screen, we have a very special guest, Grammy Award winning producer out of Dallas, Texas, Justin J.Rhodes in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me, my brother. Thank you. Congratulations on everything with the show and the pod and everything. I see your hard work, and it's cool. It's cool to see you grow, and I'm happy to be on the show. Thank you for having me, man.
Man, yes, sir. I appreciate you joining. This is a special day for me. And if you're on YouTube, this will be on the Dope Content's YouTube page. This will be on dopecontent.com. Also, this will also debut on the Amazon, Roku, and Apple TV channel on the 15th of March. So make sure you stay tuned for all the updates, Dope Content. We not going to waste your time. We going to get right into it.
Let's do it.
With our special guest. So J.Rhodes, man, how did you get your start in the music business?
Man, well, early life, growing up in Dallas, Oak Cliff. Shout out to J.Rhodes and Gloria Rhodes. Those are my parents. But early life, you know, I thought I was going to be a hooper, and I was a hooper up until like my junior year of college. I was like, not college, my junior year of high school, Carter High. Shout out Carter. Yeah, I was like, man, you know, they getting better, they getting taller. I'm not growing, and I'm getting worse. So I started, you know, really loving music. I always loved the music, but I think around my junior year, even before that, I think my junior year is when I really started being serious as far as really writing rhymes for real. But even before that, I know I was a writer. I went to a poetry class at the MLK Center, or I think it was, or maybe it was the African American Museum in South Dallas. But getting to the point, I think being in that poetry class that I didn't want to go to, and I just started doing my thing in that, and I started really having a love and an affinity for words. And I think that poetry class in 4th or 5th grade kind of really started that. Now, I was in there with my best friend Mike the first week. Then the following week, I went back. I liked it so much, but it was also a little girl in there that I took a liking to. And so I thought she was going to be back the next week, and she wasn't. So I was like, dang, well, I'm here. I might as well just really hone in on this poetry even more. So it started with poetry, and then from poetry, about 6th grade, I started just writing rhymes. Even at young, it wasn't any YouTube. It wasn't like, it was just so cool to try to be a rapper back then. I just really wanted to do it. But then back to, you know, middle school, or going to middle school, you know, just really started falling in love with a group called OutKast. And so me and my partners, and this was back before software or anything like that. Like, if you wanted to do music, you had to buy hardware. You had to really go for it. So but back in middle school, me and my homies formed a group called INF, Instructions Never Followed. So we thought it was at Atwell. Shout out to Atwell Middle School. But my homies, Hawk, Mike, LC, you know, we hooped as well. And Johnny, and then a few other features we would have. We used to have like a tape recorder where we used to record instrumentals. Instrumental would be in one tape recorder, and a blank tape would be in another tape recorder. And we would make songs and beat on the floor, and we would do our overdubs. We kept switching the tapes, and it was so creative. We used to make mixtapes like that, like back in 95, 96. And I think so. I wish I could find some of those tapes. They were super creative. So that kind of started it. But then coming back to my junior year, making it come full circle after I really realized, like, hey, bro, basketball ain't it. That's when I really started kind of thinking like, well, you know, let me start really investing in my creative self and being an artist. So that happened. And then I went to college, and my homie named Rusty, my sophomore year, he was a producer. He was one of the first people that I really saw doing it on a super high level. And back then, as an artist, I didn't even want to be a producer at all. I was like, hey, I don't want to know nothing about the business. I don't want to know nothing about producing. I just want to rap. So he would make beats, I would rap. Don't do this. I wouldn't condone this, kids, but we would skip class. He was in an apartment across from me, and I was in the other apartment. He would make beats, and we would just rap all day. And so he left UNT, because that's the school I went to, University of North Texas. So when he left UNT, it was like I was an artist without beats. So then my first program was like Reason 1.5. I bought this program from my homeboy. He had like a cracked version of Reason. Sorry, propeller head, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I kind of was on Reason, learning how to make beats, and I never looked back. So that's kind of like the back and forth version of my start in the music industry. And then at that point, that's when I kind of really started being like, hey, I'm going to do this artistry thing. But I definitely start gravitating towards production at that moment.
So you kind of answered this. You talked about your boy Rusty, then you talked about Outkast. So are there any more influencers out there as far as J.Rhodes is concerned?
Outkast is always my favorite group. Like even from like elementary with Southern Playalistic, middle school was AT Aliens, and so forth and so on. But Outkast, of course, I love UGK. I had a real big East Coast movement when a lot of people in the South weren't listening to East Coast. We were championing things like Wu-Tang, Nas, Method Man, Redman, Jay-Z, DMX. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of different versions of real hip hop, but we were all over with it. Like we loved UGK, we loved Scarface, we loved just a lot of the great things. A-Ball, MJG. I mean, even stuff like Mr. Mike, and I'm talking about all the underground. I mean, even if you can remember Mac Mall, or if you can remember Dayton Family, like we were deep into music, learning albums, reciting lyrics just from people from all over. But we definitely gravitated to a lot of stuff from East Coast. Loved Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was blessed to be in the studio with Dr. Dre and have a song with Dr. Dre. He may never release it, but that's still like one of the best moments of my career in being in the studio with Dr. Dre, and that definitely was one of my early inspirations. So many people, of course, as we go on, more will come in my head, but so many people really inspired and influenced me.
Okay. So with that said, kind of moving forward, you went through the hard times of learning how to produce using hardware, not software, right? Mm-hmm. Who was the first artist / producer to actually give you your chance?
A few. I'm gonna say a few on different levels. I remember Silent Assassin. That's what he went by, but he was older than us. His name was Corey Grady, and he was an engineer. That's the first studio I ever went to when I was a junior, and it was just in his bedroom. He had all these posters on the wall. He had all this equipment. He was just so good technically sound with all of these things, and I was like, man, this is what I want to do. It was real cool. I'm talking about, we was recording this song all night, and it was just, the process was like, man, I love this. And I think I was a natural from the jump, honestly, even though I got into other means of artistic expression other than rapping. So, but anyway, shout out to Silent Assassin. That was the first studio setup I ever been to. And then I just gotta say, like, on a major level, and it's some people that I may be missing, and if I am, I'm sorry, because so many people have blessed me along my way. But just that, another one that just really sticks out in my head is S1, Symbolic One, Texas legend, Waco legend, Dallas legend, just a legend, period, musical legend. And yeah, S1, like, when I first came back from UNT, I saw him in my first beat battle. And I was like, it was about, man, could have been 2007 or something like that, or maybe even before that. And I was like, man, I gotta get in one of them beat battles, and I gotta start doing music on that level.
Did you ever do one?
I did a bunch, and I rarely lost. Let's say that. That's kind of I rarely lost. But I saw S1, and we just stayed in touch over the years. And so he just every time, it's like he would win a beat battle and do something, and then the next year I would win. It's almost like I was following those footsteps. But then when he got that Kanye West Power joint, it's almost like he jumped up infinite levels. You know what I mean? And so he was cool enough when he did that to I think I would be the official first person to ever sign to his SKP imprint. And so he definitely opened up a lot of doors and opportunities for me in that realm. So I have to really shout out S1 because a lot of my early big placements we collaborated on, and he taught me a lot too in that process. It wasn't just creating, anything in that jam, but it's a certain sound that he went for to make things epic. And kind of going through that ringer really made me a better producer.
Come on, man. How am I gonna do this song without my guitar player, man? I need you, baby.
Man, I gotta get paid, man.
You gotta get paid. You look fly. I haven't seen this. This looks new. How'd you get that?
They paid me.
Oh. Come on.
I believe in you. I believe in the vision.
All right.
But I got to get paid.
Can you just stay for rehearsal? Can you just stay for rehearsal? Fast.
Yeah, so that's what's up, man. So with that said, do you have some of your favorite tracks from early in the days that you want to touch on, you might want to talk about, or you even want to play?
I think I'll play. Really, I have a bunch, but I think I really kind of want to focus on one that I think people really slept on. It's a track with The Game that was on his album in 2012 called Blood Diamonds. I think that as a song, and even more so that as a beat, was one of the craziest beats I ever created. I know it was me, S1, and a guy named Greg Fears who all collabed on that. And it just was crazy. It was super, super dope. I think that song was really slept on. I think it was one of Game's best songs. And it's one of the best beats I've ever created. And I think I made some other heavy hitters too, like Welcome to America by Lecrae will always be one of the ones at the top. But I think Welcome to America isn't slept on to me. Even I think in the sense of like it's been synced a lot. I've made the most money in my career off of that song due to all of the films and commercials and stuff it's been in. But I think Blood Diamonds was just as good, but definitely slept on. So you wanna hear it? Wanna get a listen to it?
Hey, let's check it out.
All right, let's do it.
Sold me my first couple pieces. I was killing niggas who misunderstood what deceased is. Spent $500,000 on a Ferrari, I could've leased it. Driving Scott Storch's Bugatti before they released it. Dropped a documentary, rocking khakis with creases. Dope and hip-hop era surface with some leeches. 10 times platinum, now I'm chilling where the beach is. Time to show the world what a motherfucking beast is. Plaka, cars in Sri Lanka. 12 years old, shoulder rocket launcher, 10,000 miles away. There's an owner of a corner store. A white man walks in, spit, shouting his Baltimore. While somewhere in Africa, Joe Bergen Congo is going to war. Rebels enslaving their own people, digging water all. Get murdered because they're chopping.
Yeah, man, fire. I actually remember that track on that album. I had no idea it was you and S1 on that joint. So you learn something new every day, because I had no idea that this was my guy, J.Rhodes here, and S1. So you just mentioned doing stuff with Lecrae. You just mentioned doing stuff with The Game. Did you ever have a I made it feeling, or I'm finally here, I finally arrived? If so, can kind of talk about that moment.
Man, it's funny. It comes and go away. It comes and goes all the time. Every time you get a new placement, it's like, man, it feels so good you made it, but then you start really realizing you got more things to do and more to go. And then, you accomplish something and it feels good. So it's almost like it starts and stops so often in my career. And then, so that's the answer. It's like it always feels good in the moment. But when you love the art, when you love the craft, and when you just love really making your passion your paycheck and knowing that there's always other levels, you never get comfortable like, I made it. Like even, maybe once you're sitting on millions, maybe you have that feeling, but I don't think so, because I think when you love what you do, you always have different goals and different heights. So The cool thing about it though is that if you could freeze frame yourself in time, that version of yourself would look at the current version of yourself and be like, you made it. You know what I'm saying? But as I get like the 24-year-old me would look at the 41-year-old me and be like, ooh, that man is doing it. You know what I mean? Like professor at Berkeley, you know, blessed to be on a 3-time Grammy Award winning album and, you know, placements and traveling, making films. That version of me would be like, man, that man is doing it. And even maybe the 30-year-old version, 35-year-old version. But then I know the 41-year-old version of me prayerfully can be looking at the, you know, 46-year-old version of me saying, hey, that's an EGOT winner. He's doing it. You know, so anyway, the simple answer is it comes and goes. You know, it really comes and goes, that feeling.
Okay. So you've done, well, I'm sure thousands of tracks by now, right? Do you have any favorite tracks that are currently out?
Favorite tracks that are currently out. I guess just to make it simple, I would say yes. I have to say yes. And shout out to my boy DJ Menace for bringing me in on that project. It's the song that we produced, you know, for the Michael album. And it's just a super dope track. I got to really, in my opinion, like I say, I took a group project from an A to an A+ because, you know, DJ Menace did the heavy lifting on that. Initially, they just wanted some potentially different drums all together. So it was going to be him doing the track and like, hey, you know, and shout out to him reaching out for me because he called that album was going to win Grammys years ago. He really did. And he didn't have to do it, but he had respect for me as a human and a definite respect for my skill set. And so me putting the icing on the cake got me in this mix and just a part of a historical project. And so when you listen to the Yes beat, it's just real dope. And then the beat flip at the end is super dope and Killer Mike did his thing. So I have to say yes. You know, I think that would be my favorite track that I produced on that's out right now, my most current one as well.
I keep my eyes on glory till the devil get behind. The bad man, the devil made me offers I decline. Without a line, not combined, I am not confined to any wicked system that these demons have designed. They frame a mind and have it salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to mastermind how to help out humankind. I'm open mind, but I do not walk another line. My state of mind is to keep a peace for peace of mind. I'm like Malcolm with my piece at the Venetian blinds. I'm trying to manifest some things in my subconscious mind that I have only seen in dreams in my unconscious mind. My dreams are refined, spring to mind, a state of mind that make it seem this lucky life of mine is pre-designed. And if it isn't, thank the Lord, cause that's the mastermind. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So the funny thing about that is my boys play a lot of Madden. That Yes track is their favorite track. They made me play it on the way here. No BS. This is God's honest truth. We had to play that song over and over for my boys on the way here. So shout out to Killer Mike. Shout out to J.Rhodes for that Yes track. Shout out to Madden for putting it on there,
for
man.
real, for sure. It was on Madden before it was on the album for a few years. So it's a lot of life in that Yes track. Like it was a placement on Madden and then on a 3-time Grammy Award winning album. So ain't God grand.
Yeah, so shout out to Madden for that, for real, because that put me on to that track before it even came out. So this is a 2-part question. Who are some of your favorite artists that you work with, and who are some of the artists that gave you hell working with them?
Ooh, okay. Man, you know the gave you hell part is tough because I just we gonna leave that out, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm like, because it really is it's definitely some good people in this industry, and it's definitely some people that make the recording industry. Like I say, my music is in the industry, but I won't say that I'm just of the industry because I don't care what level you're on. If your energy isn't right, and if you're not a right person, if you're not about business, then what's the point? So, but I've been blessed to have a lot of good experiences. Had an amazing time in the studio with Dr. Dre. People may have, you know, their own variations of stories, but Dr. Dre was a complete gem. You know, working with in the studio with him. Royce the 5'9" is my big brother. It's cool to, you know, at least be in the studio with him and just get those vibes. Man, yeah, I would say those two, and I know I got some other experiences that I'm forgetting. A funny situation was, being in the studio with a few homies a long time ago, working with Kevin Gates, or at least, what I'm saying, kind of in that vibe. He a character. So, but other than, what I'm saying, but I've been blessed to have a lot of good experiences in the studio.
So let me clarify, because we don't do headline grabbers here at Dope Content. When I say give you hell, I meant as far as like they know they have to have it exactly this sound,
for sure,
pitch perfect, like perfectionist. Like,
oh, you know what? If that's the case,
yeah, that's what I meant.
If that's the case, no, I ain't even mean to jam you up. But if that's the case, my experience as a producer working with Dr. Dre was top tier. Wonderful. Now, Dr. Dre, the way he works with his engineers, he gives them hell. I will tell you that. I would never, hey, you got to be on your stuff. I saw an engineer working, handshaking. He doing, I've never seen somebody move that fast in Pro Tools, but he knew like Dr. Dre is really like James Brown with the band. You don't make mistakes. Like, man, what you doing? I saw him give that engineer hell, but he couldn't because his engineer was just on point. But then I saw him in Snoop studio giving Snoop engineer hell. They was laughing. Snoop was like, boy, you done ran up against Bobby Knight. And it was just funny. That was a cool experience. But Dr. Dre don't play about his engineers. He like James Brown on his band. He docking you So I saw that firsthand that he don't play about that. So
Everybody in the damn nation. White man show a little rhythm and we so quick to give them cookout invitations. Everybody wanna be black. I guess it's really quite an occupation. Melanated skin hidden for the win. We the chosen people and forever God's favorite. Everybody wanna be black. Until them popo put you on the pavement. Until your code switching on the slave ship. 8 hours pass and you wonder where the day went. Everybody wanna be black. Until it's time to file them taxes. Until it's time to walk into their job interview and your skin color don't grant access. Damn.
So you mentioned being a rapper, that you wanted to rap early on, and then you end up doing a producing thing. Now, you are actually both a rapper and a producer. What are the difference between those two?
I would say, I love them both. I really do love them both. And I love when you can marry them together, because Kanye West really in college was really a big inspiration of mine. So I would say when you can marry them together, it's the best of both worlds. I would say in a perfect world, I would be able to, on the same level popularity wise, doing both. I would love to be an artist for myself, producing my beats on a major level. It just so happened that my production, kind of like jumped up on my artistry. So I would say just on a level of success, you are able to get in more doors more easier as a producer, because a dope beat, you can hear a dope rhyme and then you can still be competition to somebody, an artist. Like, oh, that's a dope rhyme. It's not like I'm gonna try to put that on. But if an artist hears a dope beat, then you're more of an ally, So I will say that that's the difference, is that production can get you indoors easier than be like if you a grade A rapper that doesn't honestly, I'm just thinking about the rap industry, you know what I'm saying? Maybe singing and stuff may be different, but if you're a grade A rapper, it's still good. If somebody can hear your verse and it's crazy, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to instantly be like, oh, throw them on my track. But if they hear a grade A track, they're going to be like, who is that producer most likely? So I would say that's the one difference. It's like you can catch a lot more fish initially with your beats than your verses.
Wow, there it is. So you have J.Rhodes, who a lot of people don't know is a beast of a rapper as well.
Thank
so
you,
off the top of your dome, what are one of your favorite songs as an artist?
One of my favorite songs as an artist, probably Everybody Wanna Be Black, Everybody in the Damn Nation. White man show a little rhythm and it's so quick to give them cookout invitations. Everybody wanna be black. I guess it's really quite an occupation. Melanated skin hidden for the win. We the chosen people and forever God's favorite. And I really love that joint, bro, because it was just really hidden, and it really hit to the point of a message that I wanted to get out in a real stern way, but a cool and fun loving way too. So check out Everybody Wanna Be Black, man. I always try to really speak things from my heart and try to speak things for my people as well. So I would say, I got a lot of other songs too, but I think Everybody Wanna Be Black is one of my favorites right now.
Yes, sir. There it is. Make sure you check it out. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, every platform
All
that
that,
it's
all
on.
that,
It's on
all
all
that.
the platforms. So, another thing about J.Rhodes that people might not know, if you're not from the Dallas area, or you do know, you just ain't been paying attention. J.Rhodes also write books. He's also doing movies. We have These Beats Ain't Free.
For sure.
That's a Berkeley course.
Yeah. They got a they got a, it's a required text in some of the classes at Berkeley College of Music, which I'm a associate professor at.
Wow, there, see, just killing it. And then you got the King of Dallas project that is in the works.
On the works. We've been working on that for about, I'm going to say just from conception to now, at least 3 years. We just signed a distribution deal, so I got to finish up a few things, and it's going to be on the way soon. That has been a labor of love. So many great people that helped me make this film. So many wonderful, talented people. But I wrote it, conceptualized it. I was a lead actor in it, edited it. Just, man, sound design, scored it. A lot of different hats. And even with all those hats, I wouldn't have come 50% of finishing this without all the people that helped me. So thank you. But King of Dallas is on the way. But man, I'm very excited about that, man. Very excited.
Do you want to kind of let us know what the King of Dallas movie will be about, kind of without spoiling anything?
Man, nah, that's cool. You know what? Honestly, let's just say it's a post-apocalyptic world in Dallas where colorism is the new racism. And then, so I know that's like, oh, I just want to intrigue y'all. I know y'all like, what the hell? So let me say that, and then I think that's enough to get you intrigued while everything can be fresh and new to you.
I am a sinner. Who's probably gonna sin again.
We are God's chosen people.
We are God's chosen people.
We are God's chosen people.
Southside the realest, drug dealers, killers, sharks and gorillas. Hope that you hear this. Who said that we ain't no
I see that your kill count grows.
Long live the melanated people.
Octavius, I run shit because I want to.
And long live the king.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So we're here. You know, Killer Mike got swept the Grammys this year.
And 3 of them things. Congrats to Killer Mike, man.
And you were a big part of that, winning your first Grammy this year. So tell us about that feeling of getting your first Grammy, because that's the highest of the high in the music business.
Man, it felt good, and to actually be in attendance, it was great. It was a great feeling. I know I felt in 2015 that the Lecrae album got snubbed. Like, it won all the awards, like record-breaking, Billboard #1 went gold. And he won a Grammy for a song, but he didn't get Gospel Album of the Year, you know, and it would have been cool to be a part of that Grammy Award winning project. And so it felt real bad in that moment. And I was younger too. You know, those things mattered a whole lot more to me then too. So it felt pretty bad to think you were going to win something and not win it then. But God is so good that the way he turned it around in 2024 for me to get it so unexpectedly and be a part of that Grammy Award winning project was a blessing, and it felt great. And I'm telling you how God works. For me, he always gives you something and blesses you, but always in his way brings you down to be like, you know, let me humble myself and get back to the work. Not to just, you know, bring you down or nothing, but just like, hey, get back to the work. Because soon after all of that exhilaration, watching the Grammys, finished it up, we went outside, and when I tell you it rained so bad, boy. And so we suited and booted, you know, dressed nice, looking all good. And we got, you know, just soaked. So it felt, it's almost like, again, it was exhilaration. Then you went right back down. And so we didn't even go out and party that night. We just kind of went to the crib and, you know, thank God for the opportunities and just called it a night. But I just want to say it's just a blessing to dream that, and then just to be even in the mix of it, like, you know, No ID, Honorable C Note, Killer Mike, those people did the heavy lifting on that project. So I got to give them the credit for really, hammering out the Michael sound. But DJ Menace and I, yes, was the first track created on there. So it was cool to pretty much be like the table setters for all of those dope people to really make a classic project. So that's a lot, but that's just kind of like some of the feelings I have about being blessed to be a part of that,
That's what's up, man. The one and only J.Rhodes out of Dallas, Texas, man.
Oak Cliff to be exact.
Oak Cliff, baby. Carter Cowboy, man. So it's all about the Carter Cowboys over here. If y'all don't know now, you know. I'm just saying.
Know.
So, man, it's an honor to have you on the show today, man. Is there anything you want to promote or shout out before we let you go?
Man, King of Dallas, working on some new music and stuff as well. Man, a new book coming out. These Dreams Ain't Free. These Beats Ain't Free was the first one, but I got the book finished, but it's certain things that I need to finish before that comes out. And it's so many things that I'm working on. I do things in tiers, like all of my projects are like my children, in a sense, my creative children. And so basically I have to finish one thing first before I go to the next. So once King of Dallas, comes out to the world and the world sees that, then it'll open me up to really get my other kids in school as well. So King of Dallas, then onslaught of a whole bunch of other ideas and thoughts, man. So can't wait.
Wow, there it is. Make sure you follow J.Rhodes on all platforms. Go ahead and shout out your platforms for me.
At J_Rhodes, RHODES. That's my Instagram. That's also my X, which I probably ain't tweeted on in 90 years. But every like 4 months I may say hi. So you can follow me on X. That's my at J_Rhodes. The same thing for Threads. I don't be on there like that either. And my my Facebook, which is the other platform I'm on pretty regularly, is Justin Rhodes is my government, JUSTIN RHODES. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a lot of J.Rhodes promotional stuff on that too. So holla at me, man. It's a good follow. Only, positivity and good art.
There it is, the one and only J.Rhodes in the building. Artists, producers, hit the man up if you want them beats, but just know them beats ain't free.
Nah, man, we gotta negotiate, son.
Wow, there it is. This Dope Content Podcast. Once again, dopecontent.com, YouTube, Amazon, Roku, Apple TV. Make sure you follow us and stay up to date with everything Dope Content. Until next time, y'all be safe. We're out.
Peace.
I said I ain't too proud to beg for you. I dropped the ball and I wasn't there for you. My new bitch can't cook and the food gets cold. Found a restraining order to keep her away from the stove. Yeah, she a Instagram model, get a whole lot of likes, but she can't hold a conversation. I can't make her my wife. My homeboys say I'm weak and I'm pressing my luck, but I don't listen to the niggas 'cause they single.